to. You want me to go ahead and bounce you out real quick?
Bounce me out. Bring me back in as like 10, like with 30 seconds to go.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to San Antonio Spurs basketball. Spurs put the belt to ass against the Wolves in Game 5. Yo, what's up, Jonathan Pettis? Thanks for joining. I know last night I went out to get me a victory drink, and that was Dutch Bros. And as I was driving around here out of the neighborhood, I saw the neighbor's house down the street, and they have those electric signs outside, and it says "Go Spurs, go." Some of the houses were all lit up in Fiesta colors, and as I get out of the neighborhood, man, I hear the honking already starting over here off of Marbach. It was going crazy, man. And then it was hood fireworks too. So Photo Exit 7 was in the house. Popping fireworks in the street. Hey, what's up, Tex-Mex Frank? Matt Lerma, Real Bobby February. Thanks for joining us. What's up, Tony Ornales? Pete Aguilar's here. And yes, we have Miguelitos here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on as we yeah, we got that big ass chain. That's the one I made. My Wembeyaso chain. It's the alien chain that I have right here. All right, Miguelito.
Let's do this, brother.
Let's go.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
That's right. We're rising together on a glorious Victory Wednesday for Spurs fans. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. My name is Michael Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. We go for about an hour and a half talking sports and pop culture, but because it's the NBA playoffs, because the Spurs are making a run for the NBA Finals, it's a lot of Spurs talk today. Kicking the T-Wolves' ass last night at the Frost Bank Center, 126-97. Victor Wembanyama with a big game. It was a very good effort all around, man. Every Spurs player contributed some way, somehow yesterday. Spurs now have a 3-2 lead over the T-Wolves, 1 game away, 1 win away from reaching the Western Conference Finals, where the Oklahoma City Thunder wait patiently for the winner of this series. Joe, how you doing, my man?
Doing good, but you know, we're going to celebrate this Spurs victory with what? Little alien. And there we go. You know, they were doing the honking over here off of Marbach, dude, Petrenko area.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I went out to get Dutch Bros after the game. You know, I was like, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna get me a victory drink, right? So I go to Dutch Bros, and as I'm getting out of the neighborhood, you hear beep, beep, beep all over the place, man. Go Spurs, go! And the Marbach was going crazy, and I know further down on Military was going nuts. Even on Petrenko, dude, you had some cars just at the stoplight, just honking and stuff. Everybody was all happy yesterday.
No, I was dropping off my dad off of Callahan Road and Culebra Road, and there was these young people. I don't know if they were teenagers or early 20s. Yeah. Couldn't be older than 25. Out there with Spurs signs saying, "Go ahead and honk your horns," and everyone on Callahan and Culebra, far away from downtown, the downtown strip, far away from Southwest Military Drive, were honking their horns right there, and the cops were allowing it. They were like, just whatever. Everyone have fun. But it was fun last night, man. Spurs got that big victory yesterday. It was the first time I was in the Frost Bank Center for this season, man. I thought I was going to go the whole season without seeing the game, but I managed to go to the game, 16th row with my dad. My dad doesn't know this, but he went viral last night. There was a moment in the game, Joe. I don't know if you saw it on my Twitter account.
I didn't.
But there was a couple behind us that I had my arm around my dad, and they said, "Hey, we hope you don't mind, but we snapped a few photos of you guys. I want you to have them because it was a good father-son moment. You guys look adorable together. all this. So they're very complimentary of us all. And it went viral on Twitter last night. It has been retweeted 202 times, liked nearly 6,000 times, viewed by 83,000 people. My dad doesn't know it, but that photo went viral last night.
And it's on your Twitter
It was
account?
very nice. It's on my Twitter account. Yeah, so it's
Let me
it's
go
me
ahead
and my
and go there.
dad. You know, my dad has been taking me to games for the longest time, man. You know, we went to see the Spurs take on the Lakers and the Spurs take on the Celtics back in the early 80s, you know, when you
Yeah.
had Bird and Magic. And my dad would always take me to those games. We'd hang out at the Hemisphere Arena,
No.
upper level, just having a great old time. My dad's a huge Spurs fan, and it was nice to take him to the game last night.
You know what? This reminds me of that photo that goes around social media with Splinter, and he's showing they show him as he's young, right? And he has the little turtles that they're little, and he's holding their hands. And this is like full circle moment, right?
Yeah, you know,
now
it
you're
is.
the master. You're the master now. You come into your own, Mike. And
It's
you know
full
what?
circle moment where I pay for
You're
the
hanging
beer.
out with Pops. Now
I
you're
pay
taking
for
him to
the
the
beer.
game.
I pay
Yeah.
for the merch, you know,
Yeah.
and it's because, you know, that's because I have the ability to do so now. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. And my wife was very, very supportive of it all. She was like, treat your dad to whatever he wants. Make sure that he gets whatever he wants to eat, whatever he wants to drink. And I'm like, babe, I know. But it's nice to know that wifey was in the corner with me when it comes to it all.
Yeah. You know what?
But it was fun.
I was gonna show something here too, because Matt Lerma likes to go ahead and poke the bear,
Yeah.
and he's saying, did he say? He says, "Still no face paint, Joe," or something like that. Because I'm gonna paint my face, but I'm gonna choose the time that I'm gonna do that, and he wants me to do it on his time. I said, I'll paint my face when you show us video of you fighting in the parking lot, bro.
Well, hey, he showed up in the parking lot, man. He showed up ready to fight. You know who else showed up
But
ready
you
to
know
fight?
what? That's dumb though, man, at the end of the day, because you know what? I ain't showing up to no parking lot to fight nobody, especially with today's gas prices. That ain't gonna happen, bro.
Exactly.
No.
But there were 15 people who showed up to fight yesterday at the Frostbank Center, and they all wore silver and black. It was the Spurs last night taking on the T-Wolves. Man, we were all debating before the game started, and Joe, I know Mike Stradamus struck again.
Oh, you need to
Because-
come up with a new nickname. My name is Joe Stradamus, and now you're Mike Stradamus.
Well, I am Mike Stradamus because
No.
my predictions have come true. The only predictions that have gone wrong or wonky for mine were when Wemby hit the ground with his concussion and when he got ejected from the generational elbow.
When
The only times I've been wrong.
when his head bounced off the damn court because
Yeah.
he didn't want to give up on the play. I'm like, damn, Wemby.
But the thing about it is that I knew last night was going to be an electric game. And when I walked in the Frostbank Center, it was electric walking in the door. People were amped up. I had never seen so many fans standing up mid-play. And it's not just the Jackals section, although I was 2 sections away from them. It was everybody getting excited and getting amped up for this, and Wemby going off and setting the tone early. He said after the game last night that he wanted to set the tone, that he failed the team because he got ejected from the game in Game 4, and he wanted to set the tone. He went out there, got some early points, had 21 points at halftime, 27 for the game. He set the tone early, and everybody chipped in. Castle finally had a big game last night.
Yeah.
Fox did his thing. Even the few minutes that Harrison Barnes played was fun to watch. Carter Bryant was all over Anthony Edwards yesterday. Anthony Edwards still got his, but Carter Bryant did a fantastic job playing tough defense. It was a great game all around. It was a team effort yesterday. And you know, whenever you see the hustle stats, remember back in the day at the Alamo Dome, at the Hemisphere Arena, where they'd have the hustle stats,
Yeah.
and you have blocks, steals, assists, and rebounds, right? And I looked up those stats. Right, they don't call them the hustle stats anymore, but I looked them up because they have them up on top of the Frostbank Center. Spurs had more blocks, had more rebounds, more assists, more steals. Joe, whenever you win all 4 of those, you're gonna win the game. They out-hustled that team. Hey, and welcome back, Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson finally had a good game. And
You
it's
can take his
funny-
face off the milk carton now.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you look at the stats, you would think to yourself, man, 126-97, the Spurs must have been rolling. Yes and no, because the Spurs shot just 34% from 3 last night. So it's not like they lit it up from 3. They didn't have a horrible game from 3, but they didn't have a good one. Spurs shot 53% from the field last night, out-rebounded Minnesota 50-42. It's like the first time in like the series possibly that they out-rebounded them. Shot 78% from the free throw line, which is it's decent.
Ethical basketball.
Ethical basketball. Got 8 blocks, 9 steals, limited
Oh,
themselves to
God.
15 turnovers. The second, the what was the Achilles heel of the Spurs in the 2 losses they've had? Second chance points. They gave up. They didn't give up second chance points yesterday, man. They were getting the boards. They were crashing the boards outside. It was a very, very well thought out plan. They fed off the crowd. The crowd fed off of them. It was a game that reminded me of the 2014 Spurs, where it wasn't just one player going off. It was everybody doing their job. And that was the beautiful part of last night's game. That everyone
But
did their
you know
job.
who went off early on?
Who's
El
that?
Wemby. Wemby. It was El Wembeyazo. El pinche Wemby went off, man. He was going off early on in the first quarter. I was excited. I started the chain, my Wemby chain. I got to still decorate a little bit more, but it's looking good, man.
Yeah. Will Van saying the crowd was loud on TV. It was, man. It was great because I worry about the playoff atmosphere sometimes, because sometimes you get into the playoffs and the ticket prices get to be really expensive, and the real fans go from the lower bowl to the upper bowl because either A, they can't afford to stay down low because the ticket prices are so high, or they profit off of it by selling those tickets and going upward. I know that when I had season tickets back when the Spurs were making title runs, I had tickets to Section 110. I would sit there for the regular season, but when it came time for the playoffs, I was selling those bad boys, man, and I was still in the building, but I went from 110 to 210 real fast because I wanted to make a profit off of my tickets. And I was fearful that, because we saw this in game 1 where the crowd was just dead, right?
No,
Game 1, I think it might have been the Portland series where
I think it was game 2. Game 1 where they were for it because that's when they had it all Fiesta colored out. The fans were there for it. But it was game 2 that was wah, 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 you know?
Yeah, and I'm also thinking of one of the games in the Portland series where like the crowd just showed up.
That was game 2. That was game 2, definitely.
And last night's game, there was a buzz in the arena right at tip-off. And there was venom in the arena. And I like what Mitch Johnson said after the game. Mitch Johnson said after the game, one of the greatest things I've ever heard him say, he said, they know what you're doing. You know what they're doing. You guys have played each other 5 times.
Yeah.
There's nothing new. There's no adjustments to be made. At this point, it's 3 games to 2. No more adjustments. They know what you can do. They've seen all our players. We know what they can do. We've seen all their players. It's who can actually outperform the other and deliver. Who can live up to the game plan, who can knock down some shots. And last night, it was a little bit of everything, man. It was Wemby went off in the first couple of quarters. That was great. But then you saw Carter Bryant clamp down on defense. You saw Keldon Johnson finally making those bunnies from 3 to 5 feet. You know, he was trying to out Julius Randle because they're basically the same player.
Yeah.
And Randall's a bigger version of KJ. The Keldon's shots were finally going on in. Harper turned it up in the second half. Champagnie knocked down a couple of 3-pointers. Barnes had a couple of good minutes out there. Vassell was knocking down shots from time to time whenever it was needed. And at no point did it feel like the Wolves were going to win this game. I know they got it down to 2 points around 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Got it down to 2. But at no point, Joe, did I ever get the sense of here we go again. I never got that sense because you and I were talking about it. We were in our group text. You guys were at Little Woodrow's. I'm in section 112 yesterday. And you guys are asking the question, make your prediction. What's going to happen? And you guys were saying Spurs are going to win by 7. Spurs are going to win by 8. You know, you guys were still optimistic Spurs were going to win. And what did I say? 22. And the Spurs won by 29. But I was optimistic about it because in watching the game in real time, just seeing the body language and all that stuff, the Spurs looked like they were going to be unbeatable yesterday, even though they weren't knocking down their threes. And they looked like they were playing 3 times as fast, 3x of what Minnesota was playing.
I like these videos that they have. They get you hyped up for the game, you know, with Mike Tirico, you know, kind of narrating things. They have that hype video before the game starts. And that's the one thing that I miss so much about having the NBA back on NBC. That and the little jingle, Mike. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, man. John Tesh, formerly of Entertainment Tonight. Do you ever see that video of him talking about, and he has the receipts about how he created that song? The jingle came to his head, and he called his own answering machine. He goes, "Hey, this is me," talking to himself, going, "Remember this."
Infamous NBA on
He sang it to himself so that when he got home, he knew what he was thinking about that jingle. That's amazing.
Yeah, this is some of the highlights from the game yesterday. Man, look at Wemby, bro. Wemby came out, man. He was like belt to ass right away against those Timberwolves, you know. And early on too, they had video of it was Ant-Man, and I forgot the name of the other guy from the Timberwolves talking trash to Wemby early on, trying to already, you know, throw him off his game, get in his head. It didn't work.
Yeah,
it didn't work. It just made him even more upset, you know. And it's like Wemby's like the Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Well, it was interesting. Wemby after the game, I don't know if you saw the interview with him.
Yeah,
where he goes off and says, "I was rested, man." He goes, "If there's anything positive of being ejected from the game the other day, was he played only 12 minutes. Yeah. It wasn't like he got ejected after 35 minutes. He goes, I rested 2 days. I got ejected after 12 minutes, and then I rested 2 more days." He goes, "I was fresh."
Yeah. And there's a video of Wemby talking smack.
Yeah.
There you go. Exchange your words right away. Even Ant-Man getting in on it.
Well,
get off me, flea. Get off me.
What I appreciate, Joe, and watching it so up close last night was the Spurs physicality yesterday, where they were pushing back. They're like, "Okay, you're not going to call it on them if they push us, like on that play from Naz Reid.
Yeah,
then we're just going to do it to you now." And we saw that with everybody, Keldon, Vassell, even Harper was getting in on it, where they're like, "Okay, we're going to just give you the forearm shiver." There was a play yesterday where Jaden McDaniels did a 2 forearm shiver. I had never seen that before, not get called as a foul. He went in on a player and double forearmed him, full extension. I was like, what the hell is that, man? That's like a football move.
Oh, man.
But the Spurs were parting it all. The Spurs were doing the same. The Spurs were grabby. The Spurs were hitting
grabbing ass, bro.
The Spurs were saying, you know what? If that's how we're going to play, if we're going to play Joe Ward style, Gilbert Garza Park style, Camargo Park style, if we're going to 5 palms, Las Palmas type of basketball.
That's Miller's Pond.
Miller's Pond.
Right there, bro.
If we're going to play Miller's Pond basketball, then we're going to play Miller's Pond basketball. And welcome to the series, Spurs. You now realize that this is allowed.
Oh, my God, dude. That was funny. Dude. You know, they're
for those of you who are not from San Antonio or whatever, I'm naming inner city parks in San Antonio where they have the chain link fences around the court. They got the chain nets.
Nah, man, they ain't no hoop on the net. They ain't no hoop on the net, bro. They ain't no hoop. No hoop.
Double rims.
Double rims, no hoop. That's how you know it's legit.
Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted you, Joe.
No, I'm just saying that's how you know that it was a legit park. When you went over there, they had no hoops, no nets on the hoops, you know, double rims. You know it's going to be a long day, especially you playing in the sun, the hot sun, baking out there. You just drink the water out of the manguera.
A worn out
look
basketball.
At this was the technical foul that Naz Reid guy called on.
Yeah.
And he blatantly, he could tell he was getting frustrated. So now the tables have turned on Naz Reid. He got under Wemby's skin, and now Wemby got under his skin. I like the way Wemby was playing, though. Wemby was very physical out there, imposing his will, pushing people. That's the way he needs to be playing from now on.
It was, man. It was a very, very physical game. And one of 2 things are going to happen in this series. Again, it's either going to be learning experience or it's going to be iron sharpening iron for the Spurs to be ready for the Western Conference Finals. Because it's about matchups. And whether we want to admit it or not, Minnesota is a wonky matchup for the Spurs because from time to time they line up very, very well. The Spurs are built to take on Oklahoma City. We have a better version of Chet. We have a version of SGA. We have a version of Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams. We have a version of Caruso. We have a version of Dort. We have a version of Harkenstein. Like we have like comparable pieces to them, right?
Yeah.
So so everything that they do that stifles the other competition, we already got too. You know, we got They got Timu Wemby, right? We got the actual one. So it's interesting how the Spurs are learning on the fly what it takes to win in the playoffs. And we talked about the heartbreak that they need to go through, but they've already experienced home losses to Portland, a home loss to Minnesota, bounce back to that, the physicality of the game, Wemby having a concussion, Wemby being ejected.
Yeah.
It's almost as though, Joe, the Spurs, we like making Matrix references, and Wemby is Neo. You know,
the pill.
Well, it's not so much the pill. APOC, I think is his name. It's Switch. They're basically computing into his brain, downloading
It's
when
funny
they
know their names.
when they asked Trinity, do you know how to fly this Black Hawk helicopter? And she goes, not yet. And then all of a sudden they hit the keyboard and it uploads and she goes, let's get in. Right? She knows, right?
Man,
that's what's going on with Wemby. They're teaching them kung fu. They're teaching them how to fight street fights and bar fights and all that stuff because it's being uploaded into his brain, that alien brain of his. So yeah, he's getting 3 or 4 years worth of experience over the course of about 3 weeks, man. As Jay Gnar says on our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, the Spurs are learning as we go. You know?
No, they're doing what? They're getting stronger.
They're getting stronger. Rocky one. But they're learning as they go, but they're picking up W's along the way. It's not a learning experience where and they got gentlemen swept in 5 by Portland. Or
you know what we need, Mike? We know what we need. We need an AI video, right? Of Coach Pop being Mick, right? Training Rocky.
Yeah.
Tell him to go catch the chicken. We need one of Coach Pop as Mick and Wemby as Rocky trying to go and run after the chicken. He caught the chicken finally, Mike. He caught the chicken.
And Joe, let me ask you this question, Joe. Do you have any doubt that the Spurs are better than Minnesota?
No,
I know it's 3-2 and it may go 7. But look at this, Joe. The Spurs lost 2 games to Minnesota by a combined 7 points. Both of those games the Spurs had, right? Yeah, Champagny could have made that 3-pointer in game 1. Could have sealed the deal. Yeah. And the Spurs are up 8 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in the game that they lost in game 4. So the 2 losses that the Spurs have had were by a combined 7 points. The Spurs won last night by 29, won game 3 by 7, and won game 2 by 38. 38 plus 7 is 45, plus 29 is 74. So the 3 Spurs victories are by 74 points. Minnesota's 2 victories are by 7 combined.
That means they got to try awfully hard to try to get that dub.
Yeah, so it's kind of bizarre the way that this series has gone. It should be over. And it's one of those things where we talk about must wins. I don't want it coming back to a game 7.
No.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I would be unconfident, that's even a word, or not very confident in the Spurs if it went to a game 7. To me, game 7s is where kind of experience does matter a bit.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have that night where Champagny is 1 for 8 from 3 and Wemby's 0 for 7. And it's like we're the better team, but the rim was just this small today, as opposed to those days where the rim seems to be like the size of a hula hoop.
Yeah. Wemby had himself a game, though, man. He showed up 27 points, 17 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists. I was saying that he was going to have a triple-double, but you know what? Your Mike Stradamus prediction fell flat, as people in the chat like to point out. You predicted Champagny was going to have 5 3-pointers. What happened?
He had 2.
What happened?
He had 2, and he should have had at least 4. He had one that went through the rim and came back out. And we have a super chat coming in from Sam Salinas.
We have several super chats, actually, that we need to get to. We've been so busy talking and looking at videos of the Spurs highlights from yesterday's game. We haven't buried the super chats. We know we're getting to them. We're getting to them now.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
Thank you so much. This is from Maddie B111111 coming to us from YouTube. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate the support. And he says, Mike's, since it was your first in-person game, how were the Jackals? ? Loud enough for you? Also, did you see that tifo Look kind of dope. Not gonna lie. Keep hating.
Okay, first of all, I saw the Jackals when they were in Houston when the Spurs took on the Rockets. Now it wasn't the full Jackals; it was maybe 24 as opposed to the 6 that go to the Frost Bank Center. But Joe, go to the Area 210 media share, please, if you
Okay.
can. I just sent you a video right now that's going to answer Maddie's question. I was 2 sections away from them. They were loud. I'm not going to say that people chanted along with them because the idea that other people in other sections were going to be chanting along, going ole, 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 didn't happen. Okay, I don't care what the Jackals say. People in section 109, 105 are not going to be doing it. But this was me last night listening to the Jackals, who are right behind me, by the way. So they're
All
2
right.
sections behind me.
And then immediately afterwards, you went and showed your belly to the jackal. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I really do. I'm an
You know
honorary
what?
jackal.
Do you know what pissed me off about last night's game? Spurs won by 29. I stayed the entire game waiting for that big ass drum to come out, and it didn't come out. It's only for the regular season. What in the F, man? I wanted to do this.
No, they did that in the playoffs. Maybe they're waiting to go ahead and close it out to go ahead and have the drum played or
The
something.
drum wasn't there.
I
What
don't know.
the F, man? I was
Maybe it
waiting.
broke.
Everyone stood there like, so
Maybe
we're
it
not doing the
broke.
drum.
Where-
Well, we expected the Spurs to come out kind of like a rock concert, and you're asking them to come out for the encore. Let's cheer for them to come out one more time, get the encore. Didn't happen, man. No drum action yesterday.
No. And we got another incoming super chat.
Here comes the money.
Midtown Texas coming in with that 199 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, Mike, did you wave in the fourth quarter?
Do the wave. I saw that they were trying to get that going, but no, I did not take part in that. And it's not that I'm opposed to the wave. I'm not anti-wave, but
yes, you are.
the wave is better in a football environment than a basketball environment. It's,
This would be your reaction. The wave. That's what you would be doing. That's what you would be doing. You're like,
I mean,
the year of our Lord, 2026.
2026.
Who's doing the wave anymore? I know you.
No,
Mike.
I was sipping on my Modelo and I was just enjoying the fourth quarter at that point. I saw that they were trying to get it going. Now the lady next to me, she was one row down, about 4 seats over to my left. Got taken from the stands and was brought to the court to celebrate because she won like some best costume prize over there. She was dressed as an alien.
No,
like she was all in silver. She had like these purple glasses on that had like an alien vibe to it all. It was very, very, very cool, man. I didn't mind the Jackals yesterday, so I'm not saying that I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the chance. I thought I was going to
say
hate
hi
the
to your
chance.
boy Spurs Nacho. No,
Spurs not. Yeah, I didn't. I'm not going to say that I didn't like it, but it didn't like. I thought that after one full season, the Jackals would have the whole crowd going, and they don't. They don't. But
Mike,
it's not. But I'm not against it either, because like there was nobody in my section chanting along with them, and we were just 2 sections over. We can hear everything that they're chanting. That's not allowed. Got to get rid of that chant. That is stupid. That chant needs to go away.
Maybe some.
By the way,
man.
my favorite part of yesterday's game, Joe. One of my favorite parts of the game was Castle did a diva play again yesterday. He had a good game yesterday, so I'm not going to bag on Castle too much. But he did do another diva play where he was called for an offensive foul, and the whole crowd erupted into "Ref, you suck." And I'm watching the highlight. I saw it in real time, time. I'm watching the game from the 16th row, going, "That's an offensive foul, right? That's a charge."
You're gonna wear your whistle next time you go.
And I'm ready to throw it because I saw what he did. And then they're showing the replay, and everybody is watching the replay going, "Ref, you suck." Because what did Castle do? The up and under, trying to trick the official again. And guess what they did? They called it again. They called it the other way. And everyone sees the other player yanking on him, not realizing that is all just him faking it, right?
No.
And it was so funny because I said out loud, everyone knows this was a foul, right? On Castle, right? Like Castle, that's a foul on Castle, right? That's why is everybody chanting "Ref, you suck"? That was an obvious offensive foul, and I hate it when Cowboy fans, Spurs fans, Saints fan, Astros fan watch sports from the glasses, the prism of that their team doesn't do any wrong, that they don't commit any fouls. It's just so bizarre. It's like, and I had somebody on YouTube. It's one of our listeners, Spurs Ann, and I appreciate that she watches our show on the daily. She asked, "Well, how can you be such a fan where you don't cheer for them in every aspect of it all? That you call them out when they do their fouls on it." It's because that's just how I watch games. I watch games from a middle of the road type. I'm cheering for the Spurs. I'm diehard for the Spurs.
Yeah.
But I don't watch it with silver and black goggles or Fiesta color goggles or anything like that. I see it for what it is. Joe Stradamus is greater than Mike Stradamus, Joe. That's what Big Sean PD says.
Facts.
I don't know. Joe Stradamus has been MIA since the NFL playoffs, man. That's what NFL playoffs.
When it comes to the NFL playoffs, bro, that's my jam, man. I pick an upset.
Joe, you were on fire during the NFL
I'm
season.
telling you, man. I pick an upset, dude. I made some money off of that too. And we got incoming super chats that are getting buried here, Mike. We got to address these. We had one coming in from Sam Salinas that I'm trying to get to, man. These chats, it's hard to keep up with everybody, dude.
We're heavy on chats today.
Coming in hot and heavy, man. Okay, we got that one. Now we're going to go to Sam Salinas.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
So Sam Salinas, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He says, Chancla to the lower bowl for not being in their seats at the start of the second half, allowing Minnesota back in the game because it was quiet. They were
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I didn't get back down to my seat till like 9:30 to go because I was getting a mixed drink upstairs.
That's what I was going to say. They were in line at the bar.
I had to go take a piss, and I had to go get a Crown and Diet.
They need to extend the halftime because, no joke, when you go to the bathroom, there's a long line. Then you get out of there and you relieve yourself and you're like, you know what? I want another drink. So you make your way to the bar and there's another line for the bar. So by the time you get up there and you get your drinks for you and your pops maybe, and you come back, it's already been like 25 minutes, dude. Like, no lie, and it's just standing in line. So everybody in the second half that was late to their seats, including you, Miguelito, get the.
That's me. I well deserved. But you know what?
Chunkla.
Cocktail, man. Daddy needed a drink.
We had some other super chats.
Spurs
we got
has a super chat coming on in.
So let's see. We got to Sam Salinas. Let me see the other one that we had. Sam, and then we had one more coming in here. I got to go through all these chats, Mike.
Oh, I know.
There it is. Here it is. I found it. There's another one. This one's by Spurs.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
Thank you so much, Spurzan, for the $1.99 super chat.
Yeah, and thank you for the support and watching on YouTube saying, how did the banner look at the games? The angle that I was at, the crowd got amped up for the banner. I'll be honest with you. The banner looked from the crowd reaction to the banner was really, really strong. The angle that I was at was too low to get the full effect, right? So I didn't see the full effect. I guess that's probably for those who are more upper deck because they have the wording on the court. But everyone got amped up for it, man. So it is what it is.
Oh my God, I love this comment by Tony, man. Mike said the wave is for the poors.
I'm not anti-wave. Now Spurs Ann did come out and say she wanted to. That's not what I said, Michael. Get it right is what she says. She says wait, let me see here. I'm trying to find the comment that she made here where she was talking about. Oh, well, Joy-Con says real fans don't criticize the team, so they say. No, that makes me a real fan. Spurs Ann says, I said I couldn't fathom your fandom because you did research against the Spurs FIBA rules. Well, I mean, I am an official by just literal occupation, man. I'm a high school basketball official. I love studying the rules of certain games and how certain things are called. And when I watch a basketball game, because I do three-man officiating is high-level varsity, right? So if you're doing a two-way varsity game, you got two officials on there. But the three-man officiating of high school, college, and the NBA is identical. like what they're doing and their territories are identical. So when I watch the games, I'm watching to see, not only am I watching the 10 players on the court, I'm watching the 3 officials, see where they're lining up and whether the person making the call was in position to make that call, or were they out of position, or were they a secondary person making that call. And Joe, you and I were at a game one time. Remember, Joe? I started yelling at the officials, going, "That was not your call to make. You were the B official on that one. That was not
Oh
your
my
call to make."
God.
Remember that, Joe? Hey, Joe, this is about my mortgage, Joe. I gotta call. I gotta go on. You're gonna give love to one of our sponsors. I'll be
Yeah,
back in 30
go ahead.
seconds.
We'll go ahead and give some love to one of our sponsors here. We'll give a shout out to the PF Chang's at La Cantera. PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. So shout out to PF Chang's La Cantera. As I stated, they're one of our premier sponsors here that we love so much. Thank you so much for all you do and supporting us. Sean Quintero over there at the PF Chang's. And you got to try the $8.99 signature cocktail collection. We love them all, but my favorite is the lychee martini along with the lemon drop. That one's been pretty good to me. I also like one of our favorites, me and Mike, we both love the smoky old fashioned. So if you ever get out to the PF Chang's location at La Cantera, make sure you tell Sean Quintero the Area 210 sent you. So we're going to go ahead and move on here and talk a little bit about yesterday's game. I know everybody was excited about the win. And they're talking about the banner that they dropped yesterday in at the Frost Center. It was up there by the HEB fan zone. Some people liked it. A lot of the people liked it. Some people don't. I mean, I thought it was cool. I like the little banner that they put up there. I know some of the people on social media did not feel the same way, but I think it was fine. But I like the way that the Spurs played yesterday. I think everybody did too. It was a lot of aggression out there. They played very well, shot the ball well. And I'd have to say, Mike might have some egg on his face because he notoriously likes to go ahead and be critical of one Stephon Castle. And you know, Stephon Castle had himself quite a game yesterday. He actually played pretty darn good. So Mike has some explaining to do in regards to that. Because if I'm looking at the stats here, and I'm going to show them to you guys right now. There we are. We're looking at what the Spurs starting lineup did. Too bad he had 17 points on the night. De'Aaron Fox also had a good showing as well. All right, what happened here? What the hell? All right. I don't know what happened, but we came back. I think we're having some type of a Windows update getting pushed to us right now, but I went ahead and delayed that. So sorry for the black screen. But overall, I was talking about the Spurs and their stats for yesterday's game. We're looking at the starting five, and we're looking at Stephon Castle, who had 17 points on the night. De'Aaron Fox had 18. Victor Wembanyama led the way with 27. Julian Champagnie, man, he had 8 points on the night. He shot 2 of it.
And that was not to be. Now, hold on, I got to change the
As well.
I'll get this going for you guys. Hold on.
There we go. So now the audio setting should be back to where it was normally at. Tony Ornelas, Joe, don't explain me. Don't scare me. No, I never left. No, I'm not showing you my work screen. There's just nothing there right now. It was a black screen. All right, we have media share, so they're sharing. There's some media share stuff. So I'll stop sharing this screen. Let me go ahead and go back to the media share here. And this one was a picture that somebody showed of Mike going honking, ethical honking there. And this was from this is Sean Quintero and everybody hanging out at Little Woodrow's yesterday as they were watching the Spurs game. That's a good place to watch a game. It's a Little Woodrow's out here by 1604 off of Culebra. And look, we had Sam Salinas there, our boy Greg. Here's Jen and Alex. That was good outing that y'all had yesterday. I look forward to hanging out with you guys on Friday since I'm gonna be off. I'll be hanging out with you, Sean and everybody. We'll be watching the closeout game. Sean messing with the buttons. No, Sean actually, it was funny because Sean actually stepped on a cable yesterday and took out the show for a little bit. He's like, I didn't step on the cable, and then I showed him his foot was right on the cable. He goes, oh yeah, I did step on the cable. My bad. Oh, it's 1604 and Braun is what he's saying. Oh, Mario was out there. Mario Cavazos out there. I forgot about that. Yeah, shout out to him. It says Julian not want a pay raise. Must not want a pay raise. All right.
Yeah, we're having some problems here with this.
And it's because Windows is trying to force an update on us. And I keep delaying it. So we might have to actually end the show a little early, but I'm going to roll with it until we can go as far as we can go. The Jimenez Free Spurs Watch Party. Can we reach out to Minnesota Pledge? Yes. Mike has already reached out to Minnesota Pledge. We're going to try to get him on the show again, especially if the Spurs wind up closing out the Wolves. But maybe we can get him on Friday. I wasn't going to do the game, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the show, should I say, because I'm going to spend time with my daughter. My daughter's coming into town tonight, actually. So I got to go pick her up from the airport. And I got to see what she wants to do. If she wants to go ahead and do something in the afternoon, then I'll be free in the morning. But I'm going to have to leave that up to her. So I got to ask her tonight when I go pick her up and see what she wants to do with Dad in the morning here on Friday. So the show kind of is going to be up to my daughter if she wants to do it or not. The Joe, you got this show. Don't end the show, Eddie, on Friday. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I know y'all like that Downtown Eddie. We got to get Downtown Eddie on again. Maybe we'll get him on for a reaction after the Spurs, if they close out the Timberwolves in 6 games on Friday. We'll see if we can get Downtown Eddie on Monday. And that way we can go ahead and talk about some Spurs basketball. Kids sleeping late. Oh, man. Y'all want us to do the show on Friday. I'm telling you, I don't know if I'll be able to or not. I'm going to leave it up to my daughter, and then we'll decide if we're going to do the show or not on Friday. But, one of the things that I did see here from the San Antonians, should I say, not from the Spurs themselves, was a lot of the celebrations that were going on. Like I said, I saw some of them here around the corner from me off of Marbach. But for the most part, it seemed like Spurs fans have been okay with the ethical honking, and here's some video of Spurs fans enjoying the game. This is down Military, and they're having a good time, having a good go of it. All right, there we go. I have to fix one more setting here, but it looks pretty cool, man. Like everybody's been having a good time out on Military. I know that they show video and they circulate video of some of the things that the Edgars and some of the other people are doing as fighting. But I mean, these types of things happen no matter what gathering you're having, especially when you have a lot of people in one place. So it's like they like to focus on the bad stuff that happens at these types of events here versus looking at all the people just sitting on the side of the road here. It's like a big parade, man. When you go honking down Military, you go down Marbach and the Military area. For the most part, everybody behaves themselves. It just kind of upsets me that the one thing that they like to go ahead and focus on at times are just a few bad apples. And that kind of paints the picture for what you should expect when you go honking, and that's not the case. For the most part, San Antonians behave very well when they go out there and do, go honking, if it's down Commerce or down Military or Marbach. So, oh, Mike is getting, congratulations. Mike is cutting ribbon right now. No, he's actually trying to talk to his real estate agent right now because he's trying to go ahead and close on his home. And we want him to go ahead and close on the home because him and Chica, they've been working on this for quite some time. So I know Mike has important things to do right now. So again, I'm going to show the video of everybody out there honking down Military. This is what I like to see. It's usually a family friendly event, man. So some few bad apples ain't going to ruin it for the rest of us. But everybody wants to talk about the chain. The chain, I just made it yesterday. I found let's say some plans for it on, I think it was like for Bamboo Studios. I forgot their version of Maker Studio that they use. It's out there for free. These are free files if you have a 3D printer. And I just found the one with Wemby, so I decided to print it. The only thing is, when you print these types of chains and you see them for sale all over the side of the road here on Military,
sell all these chains, and they're probably $20
something like that. They go for a lot of money, man.
because it takes so long.
It takes a long time to go ahead and make these things. Like this one chain that I put on, it was like 8 hours. It took 8 hours to make this chain. So let that sink in. As I'm working, it takes that long just to make one. So you need to have like multiple printers going at the same time in order to like really crank them out. Yeah, I know we're having problems with the mic again. This is stupid ass Windows update, man. That's keep trying to get pushed out to me, and I hate it. And look at Joe's ready for the great Jimenez slumber party at the new Jimenez compound. We'll see, man. Hopefully Mike will close on his house here. Wishing him the best here. But I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to our other sponsor here, which is going to be the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We'll go ahead and give them a shout out. The Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views, along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. And there you go. And shout out again to the Hard Rock Cafe and downtown San Antonio. Appreciate all the support that they've given the show. And we look forward to having our last event of the season. It's going to be happening at the Hard Rock Cafe, then again in downtown San Antonio. Going to happen in June. We're going to be doing a NBA draft party. So we're going to go ahead and get a flyer out and start promoting the event and give you all the details there. This is going to be a big event, so we're going to need you guys out there to show out and give us all the support you can. We look forward to hanging out again with you guys. And we got an incoming super chat that I'm going to address right now. Ethical window update. Yep, always with the ethical window updates. See, and right now it's crashing the video card. That's the problem. All right, so let's go ahead and play the 190 or the super chat that's incoming. It even took out my audio for that.
I appreciate it.
And Spurs and ethical elbows weren't flying. And they were saying Alex is a little late. Yeah, you're a little late today, Alex. Well, we hope you again. We're gonna hope to see you guys out there at the Hard Rock Cafe in June when we go ahead and do our NBA draft party again. We'll send the deets out to you guys. I am going to have to go ahead and end the show early because I'm having all sorts of audio and video problems right now because of this stupid Windows update that got forced out to me right now. So before the system crashes, we'll have to go ahead and end the show. But we will be back tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and preview the closeout game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. It's going to happen on Friday. We're going to see if we can go ahead and get our correspondent again from Minnesota to come out on the show. Maybe we can get him here for Thursday.
Call it a show. Go ahead and end the stream. So we'll see you boys
tomorrow. We're out. Peace.